This video is all about MBA or PGDM after engineering. Now, what you see on your screen is a presentation that I had prepared for students of BHU who were pursuing B.Tech and Dairy Tech in 2020 or 2021, I think. It so happened that I received a call from a friend who wanted me to give a brief to the interested students of BHU on this topic, that is MBA after engineering, and I had quickly but thoroughly put together this presentation. So I did not want it to go to waste after that talk, and that's the reason why I thought of putting it in a video format on YouTube. So if you're an undergraduate student, specifically an engineering student, or if you're an educator, I'm sure this video will benefit you in one way or the other. And even if you're a non-engineering student, you may continue to watch this because this topic is pretty relevant for anyone wanting to pursue an MBA or for anyone who is still trying to make a decision on whether or not to go for an MBA right now. So let me quickly walk you through the agenda of this video and dive right in. Here we go. I'll quickly start with a brief introduction of myself and take you through all these topics, that is why MBA, CAT or GMAT. And since I got into an MBA only after CAT, I'll talk about detail on CAT, and we'll conclude the video with a brief on what is next. So, my name is Sukriti, and I did my engineering in textile chemistry from Government Central Textile Institute, Kanpur, and my PGDM or MBA from Institute of Rural Management, Anand, also known as IRMA, in 2017. And what's relevant to this topic, which we are discussing right now, is that I had scored a 98.4 in CAT in 2013 and a 97.5 in CAT 2014. Due to which I have received calls from IIM Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, and many new IIMs, Nagpur, Trichy, Udaipur, Ranchi, to name a few. Apart from that, I also cleared SNAP with a 98.7 percentile, and I had converted SIBM, that is Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, Pune. I've worked with a lot of organizations since 2012, Trident Group, Amul, Wellspun, T-Mobile, Accenture, and right now, that is in 2022, I'm working for a software company called VMware. And with that, let's start the topic which we are here to talk about, that is why MBA. So, right now I'm expecting that your state of mind is something like this. And at the end of the video, it should be something like this, right? Okay, so let's take a minute and think about a few questions. Number one, is MBA really required? Now that depends on your current state and future aspirations. If you already have been placed in a good company and have some job security and a relatively good package, irrespective of your engineering stream, maybe you don't need an MBA right away. This is closely connected to the second question. That is, am I doing MBA for the right reasons? Now, just because all your friends have decided to do an MBA, that doesn't mean you should as well. Or just because you're not satisfied with your package at this moment, even though the company where you're working really provides you good learning opportunities, job security, it might not be the best time to leave it and go in for an MBA. Next is, have I thought about what kind of a career I want? Am I happy with my knowledge levels? What are my life and career goals? How much time can I spend on making this decision? And if I want to do an MBA, how much time do I need to allocate to the preparations? Also, what after MBA? All of these questions are something that you need to ask yourself and explore further by talking to more people and researching on the internet to make an informed decision. Now, if you're placed in a low-paying company and your learning is not satisfactory, then it is most definitely the time right now to make up your mind to do an MBA. Say that you've made up your mind to do an MBA. Let's talk about what you should be preparing for, CAT or GMAT. And there are other examinations as well, but we'll talk about CAT and GMAT only. So let's start with a brief of CAT, that is Common Admission Test. Now, CAT exam is designed to measure your aptitude and your analytical and communication skills, right? So what it tests basically is your strengths in the areas of English language, its usage, analysis of a situation with data, approach to arrive at a decision using reasoning and your basic mathematical skills. Everything and anything which is required for uh, a business professional, that's what CAT essentially tests. Now, CAT exam costs you 1800 for general category and 900 for SC, ST, or PWD category. And this keeps changing annually. So you can always check on their website for the latest and greatest fee amount. Okay, now depending on what you score in CAT, how much you score in CAT, you end up getting calls from various institutes. Mind you, that getting a call is not equivalent to getting admission into these institutes. You have to appear for a series of screening rounds, that is, interviews, group discussions, tasks, and maybe an essay writing in case of a few institutes. What are the institutes that accept CAT scores? First are the IIMs, and we've got around 20 plus IIMs, top being Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Indore, Lucknow, Kozhikode, and of course the new IIMs. Now, apart from IIMs, there are a couple of very good tier 1 and tier 2 institutes which offer good education, good experience, and placements which are at par of IIMs. To name a few, we've got FMS Delhi, we've got SPJIMR Mumbai, then RC Munji, IRMA, that's in Gujarat, and IIFT. The list goes on. There's good tier 1 and tier 2 institutes, and I haven't really listed them down over here. Now, let's talk about GMAT, that is Graduate Management Admission Test. Now, some say GMAT is tougher than CAT, and others say that it is easier than CAT. It's a relative opinion. That is, it can vary from person to person. For me, I felt GMAT was easier based on the mock exams which I appeared for. I did not appear for an actual GMAT exam. While for some of my close friends, GMAT was very tough, so they decided not to appear for it. GMAT is comparatively expensive as compared to CAT. So it is $275 US or 21,000 Indian rupees. And GMAT scores allow you to apply to the top business schools across the world, which includes many Ivy League schools as well. But that doesn't mean that GMAT scores are only for international institutes and colleges. GMAT scores are accepted by Indian institutes as well. You can pause the video here and take a screenshot to get an idea of what are the cutoff scores of GMAT that are accepted by institutes that are based out of India and their total PGDM or MBA or executive MBA fees. Again, a disclaimer that this could be varying. These are the costs which I had put in this presentation back in 2021. So these might have changed and the cutoff scores also might have changed. So keep in mind that the executive MBAs require you to have some prior work experience as well. And by work experience, I mean that you need to be on some company's payroll. So the contractual work experience is not usually considered by IIMs and top institutes. Just bear that in mind. You cannot apply for executive MBAs based on contractual work experience. You need to be on a payroll of a company. Again, it varies from year to year. So you should just do some research before applying, before filling in the forms of all these executive MBA programs. Now, with all of this, I think you have a pretty good idea of what it takes to get into an MBA. However, let's now take a deeper dive into the world of CAT. And as I had mentioned before, I'd limit myself to CAT alone because that's what I appeared for 3 times, once in my final year of B.Tech and twice after my B.Tech while I was working. So how do you prepare for CAT? Here are a few points that you need to bear in mind. First of all, check out the CAT exam pattern and syllabus for the year that you're planning to appear. You need to know basically what is coming and what you're already comfortable with, what's something you need to learn. As engineering students, there's practically nothing which is net new for you. I can say that for sure, but you should be thorough about what you know and what you need to learn. Next, CAT preparation through coaching or without coaching. Again, it's your call. You need to know your knowledge levels and preparation style and strategy. Some people learn better in groups, some like to study alone. You need to decide which areas you need help in and if you need mentors who could be both online and offline and so on. Then comes books for CAT preparation, but we'll talk about it in the next slide. Before that, let's take a look at what are the sections, right? We've got different sections which constitute the exam. First is verbal ability and reading comprehension. Next is data interpretation, logical reasoning. Then is quantitative ability. So you need to know what is your strength, where you can score maximum marks. You should also take mocks to check your current CAT prep exam preparation levels. You should also learn from CAT 99 percentilers. This is one of the most important things, both in real and exam, CAT exams, as well as in mock exams. Now, I wouldn't have considered myself qualified enough to talk to you about CAT preparation if I hadn't secured a 99 percentile myself in a mock exam. Mock exams by time, CL are extremely close to what the actual exam would look like. So uh, it's important that you learn from CAT 99 percentilers, because it's said that fools learn from their mistakes and wise men learn from others' mistakes. And since you've already clicked on this video, you have proven yourself to be a wise person and you're learning from my experience at this moment. So take a good look at the free resources like insideiam.com and other websites where CAT takers share their experience. Now, moving on to my favorite resources for CAT preparation. And these are some of the evergreen resources or study material that will always be relevant, irrespective of the year which you're appearing for CAT. All right. Some of these names I'm sure you would have already heard in your friend circle or from your seniors. So let's go through them one by one per sections. Starting off with VNRC, we've got How to Prepare for Verbal Ability and Reading Comprehension for CAT by Arun Sharma and Meenakshi Upadhyay, or VANRC for CAT by Nishit Sinha. These two books are excellent for understanding basically what is going to come in VNRC section. For basics of vocabulary, you need to go through Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. And for basics of English grammar and composition, you need to go through Ren and Martin, extremely popular book. Now, there comes study material, which is available even for those who don't join these coaching institutes like Time and CL. So you need to go through the latest RC passages and practice questions, which are provided by such study centers like Time, CL. Uh, there are many others as well. Editorials and short articles which are published in English newspapers. I used to read Business Standard. You can go in for any of the newspapers which you like. I would recommend Business Standard personally. Then for DI and LR, that is data interpretation and logical reasoning, we've got How to Prepare for DI for CAT by Arun Sharma and LR and DI for CAT by Nishit Sinha. Also, How to Prepare for LR by Arun Sharma. Moving on to QA. Lastly, we've got How to Prepare for Quantitative for CAT by, again, Arun Sharma. Extremely good book. And Nishit Sinha has also published QA for CAT. There's another good book which is called Pearson Guide to Quantitative Aptitude for Competitive Exams. This not only covers CAT but also other competitive exams. So it's again a good book. Quant study modules by Time, CLIMS, all of these things, again, you can either purchase from these coaching institutes or you can get secondhand from previous year students, right? Now, there are some really good websites which offer free guidance and study material. We've got MBA Universe, we've got Test Funda, we've got Pagal Guy, and there are other good test sites as well, or free resources sites as well. And I've used to visit Pagal Guy a lot to post questions and queries and just to learn from other people's experiences. So please be aware that this video, which I shared, is purely a knowledge sharing exercise. So I cannot guarantee that 100% accuracy in everything which I have shared with you, because CAT pattern and syllabus, it keeps changing every year. And this video should be treated as an informal guidance, not a formal decision-making advice as such, right? So all in all, I've tried to briefly share my experience and knowledge with you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions which I can help you with, or anything else which you feel you want to talk to me about. I would also soon like to share my experience of MBA, what I learned there, and how things could have been better for my learning. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and Jai Hind.